Well, it was just a short while ago that P. Alan Smith was here from Arkansas. And Mark, I know you had a great time with Alan, and you know, the climate's different from when you compare Arkansas to what we have here.
It is very different. They can grow a lot of things that I wish we could grow here, but we are here in the Midwest, and it just gets a little too cold. I love the southern magnolias that they're able to grow there.
Wow, yes. Well, what did P. Alan Smith like most about what you showed him today?
Well, he wanted us to take him around to see some custom landscapes and designs that we did. We took him to a project that was actually featured on this show several years ago, located not too far from us here in Bristol. And we walked around the property, and he was just amazed by what he saw there.
Awesome. Well, let's find out what that's all about. Mark Linton and P. Alan Smith right here on our program.
Mark, I think simplicity is one of the most important elements of landscape design that is often forgotten. And this is a beautiful example here that I see of this mass planting of Pachysandra. And what I love about garden design is problem solving, but also creating beauty. And here we have, a lot of people complain about shade. Here we have this beautiful grove of trees that were here, clearly, and then a simple planting of Pachysandra. And it's just absolutely gorgeous. And so you get this juxtaposition of this color and this texture against this beautiful lawn and the verticality of these trees coming up. And I think it's dynamic, absolutely dynamic. And then as you look beyond, this is quite a place, you can see the effects of berming, the idea of blocking the views you don't want to see, but enhancing the views that you do want to see.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the house has been positioned on the highest point. I love how they have a view going out of the front of the house, overlooking the whole entire neighborhood, and then wait till you see what's in the backyard.
Oh my goodness, well, the idea of berming gives you that lift, raising the soil with a berm and then planting trees on it that will make and break it up. So over time, this landscape will just get better and better.
It does.
Yeah.
And along the driveway here, what we wanted to do was bring this driveway and kind of weave it in and around those existing trees. Now there's actually a neighbor over there, and it's hard to see with the trees being leafed out at this time of the year, but during the fall, the winter, and the early spring, you can actually see through there. And so we've lined the driveway with all those Canadian hemlocks to give you that visual block.
Well, again, that juxtaposition of deciduous and then evergreens in there feels very natural. But I think this is very beautiful. Let's have a look at the back.
Okay.
Now, Mark, this is quite a contrast to what we just saw in the front.
It is very, very different. These are the formal gardens, and if you look over here, you see all these windows, and those are some of the very popular living areas that the homeowners look out and they can admire all of this.
I think you have to work from inside out. It's that looking out and what are you going to be seeing most of the time when you're in the house? I see your hemlock hedge is working over here, your screening, and then you've got this beautiful boxwood border. And then it looks like these are different types of maybe gardens.
Yes.
I see heucheras here.
This is one of our coral bell gardens. And then to the viewer's left here, these are different varieties of astilbes.
Mm-hmm.
And because of all these existing trees that were here, we're really dealing with low light. And so it's all of our shade-loving plants.
Wonderful. And look at this dogwood. On a day without sun, it just glows, doesn't it?
It does, yes. That's one of our wolf eyes dogwood.
It is just fantastic. Well, and the hardscape here, I like the juxtaposition of what appears to be some of the scored man-made, but then you've got the flagstone, and all of the tonality of this hardscape works with your bark or your mulch, in this case gravel, and the brick and limestone on the house.
Well, thanks for noticing.
There's a harmony there that you can feel. It's interesting, you can't always articulate what you're feeling, but you can feel it.
You can feel it, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, it feels good.
Yeah, indeed. Oh, and look, we have a swimming pool over here.
Well, this is not your average swimming pool.
Look at that, it's bubbling, yeah. How beautiful. And it's an infinity pool looking out across this gorgeous woodland.
up rather high here, and with the elevation, you actually can see for miles. We're in Indiana,
see, yeah.
but actually you can see way up into Michigan there.
My goodness, what? It's quite a crow's nest, isn't it? You can
It
see.
is, it is.
Yeah.
And if you could only imagine being in the swimming pool and having that as a view.
That infinity pool is so beautiful and perfect just to see this natural woodland. And it looks like you've punctuated the edge here with the red buds.
Thanks for noticing.
Yeah, that's a good native tree.
What we wanted to do is naturalize that when this house was built, of course, this land was gouged out to build a house here, but we wanted to have a transition. You know, we've got this beautiful, finely manicured landscape, but we didn't want to just abruptly stop. And so you see some of our native red buds there.
You want to feather it in, right? So we've gone from very intensely formal, and as we move away from the house, it becomes less formal and more natural.
Exactly.
Yeah, just beautiful. Good work. I think from this perspective, you see the natural quality of this property. And then this, what a view. This was quite a design project, Mark.
We had a great time working with the homeowners. Actually spent months going through the design process.
Design is so important. Yeah, you have to plan the beginning with the end in mind, as I've said.
Very good.
Yeah.
What I like is standing here and just hearing the sound of the falling waters.
Nothing like it.
Could you imagine having that in your own backyard?
All the time. And you've done a beautiful job with the red buds again, and then you've accented it here with the prairie fire crab apples. It's just a wall of bloom. It's just gorgeous.
Thank you.
Congratulations on another beautiful design.
Thanks, Alan.
Well, Mark, what was maybe some of the things that P. Allen Smith talked about as maybe being his favorites today?
Well, there were several things, and oddly enough, probably one of his most favorite things was a humongous bed of Pachysandra that we did. He appreciated just the simplicity of it. We had saved a lot of the native trees there, built the house and designed the driveway around it. He mentioned that quite a bit, and when we walked around the backyard and he saw the custom infinity swimming pool that we designed, that really topped it right there.
I've seen that. That's really nice. Well, I'm glad you had a good time.
Oh, and we would love to have him back again for another visit.
That's tremendous. Hey, much more coming up on our program. Stay with us. We'll be right back.